solutions at Endress+Hauser.
Good afternoon, Craig. Nice to be here at ARC again this year.
Excellent. So glad to have you. It's certainly been a busy forum, and I think as we go throughout and talk to the different suppliers and users, we keep hearing the term digital first. So what does the term digital first mean to a company like yours?
Yeah. So I think that's obviously it's an interesting takeaway to be in such a conference here at ARC. So digital first, it's really a mindset, and I think that mindset, especially in a context like this, gives you the understanding and perspective from so many of your industry peers. At Endress+Hauser, we really emphasize that although the world is becoming more digital every day, we still have a core business, and for us, that's our instrumentation, our sensors, our software, our people. We're not necessarily a software company, but with that mindset, it's more about, serving additional internal customers as well as external customers as we're all participating in this digital journey. The mindset's really about a culture, the attitude that, is there a way to leverage data, connectivity, other aspects to maybe make our jobs more productive or informational, a little bit more basis in the decisions we're making.
I mean, I recognize certainly that a lot of your customers are certainly leveraging the technologies and their business about that whole digital transformation process. But how are they leveraging your solutions, kind of beyond just the connected devices?
Yeah, that's another, for us, digitalization is not just simply IIoT. It's bigger than just the connected device. We've taken a step back and really understood the way that we participate in relationships with our customer and who really the stakeholders within our customer partners look like along the way. So we've really started to innovate and leverage some of our internal systems to hopefully not only make working with Endress+Hauser easier, but to also add some external value. So we've linked now our Salesforce systems from CRM all the way to the initial stages of conversations does our digital journey start, and moving that into engineering tools that we can not only bring our clients and customers into, but their partners, so that we're all really working in a common digital environment. We move that data object to now serve commissioners. So who is going to install, commission, really start to photograph and document those devices once they've moved through engineering and procurement to the field site. We then basically use that same data object model to roll to our Natillion platform, to where now within our end users, they have a fully documented digital device. We're able to then move that into procurement, spare parts, service, everything that you need to really then manage that asset through the life cycle. And then as a function of that, I think what's been really interesting this week, we've started to add now 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional models, and hearing some of the open automation ideas on formats and how customers are really using those tools. It's even one more thing that we can do to help our core business, accelerate our customers' digital journeys.
That's critical, because we talk about digital journey, and one of the challenges we have is they're really in all phases of the digital transformation journey, from the beginning to the middle. How anybody ever really truly gets to the end, but some people make a lot of progress. One of the biggest challenges that companies have is they'll say, how do I get started? Where do I start? I'm still in the beginning, in the planning stages. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm going to make a 7 or 8-digit investment. I need to be able to pick on the low-hanging fruit strategy. Let's pick a process, solve a problem, produce a really great ROI, and let's prove it, and then we'll start to roll that out. How do you recommend this?
I think in a lot of cases, it's respecting and understanding that every customer is different. And unlike maybe some of our traditional measurement products, to build the rapport and trust with a customer with respect to digitalization, this kind of transcends a very transactional relationship. You are now partners, and it's as much important for us to share, where we've failed, where we've seen failures, and maybe what some of the best practices are. So to your point, respecting our role now in that relationship, it's culture, and it's really understanding the why and having a strategy on digitalization. And the how will change. And that's one thing we know is that this technology has an incredible velocity. What we're doing today may not exactly be what we're doing a year or two from now as technology changes, but the strategy and mindset, really is fundamental for a successful culture to accept digitalization. And then I think what's been really interesting with our customers is when you get down from this magic circle of why, how, and what, the what really, that's what's building the team. The team then has the ability to say, this is what we can do, to your point of the low hanging fruit, or bringing back ideas and opportunities, and very much a continuous improvement mindset of how might I use digital tools to augment and improve some of the things we're already doing.
Yeah, I think that the trust is so critical with that. It's certainly really ingrained in your philosophy and what you're bringing to your solutions to your customers. Because ultimately, you're only as good as the data is accurate. They always talk about it, the super version of the truth.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I think that they looked at Endress+Hauser for was providing them with the information in the processes that enables them to make the absolute best decision, whether it be from the machines making the decision or humans making that decision. But they don't trust what they're measuring. They can't make the right decision, no matter what level of experience.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I had an interesting opportunity with one of our customers this week to just philosophically talk about statistical, coming from a background of quantitative and statistical analysis as it relates to controlling the process. And now, as we've heard some of the emerging themes of language models and other ML AI strategies, kind of how do we communicate what we used to think in terms of a safety system, near 100%, 99+% with respect to expectations. What are we going to get out of that system? And now we're thinking about algorithms that are learning, right? So it's, to go back to that trust is, understanding how are we going to do this together? We may be 80% confidence interval today. That's going to improve over time. So let's talk about how we're going to use it, and without necessarily making claims on what this is going to do for you. It's how are we going to do this together?
And knowing that you're doing it together with ever-changing workers, all those experienced baby boomers, they're retired, they've been replaced by some older Gen Z generation, and it's a far more technology savvy generation, and certainly they expect to have all their information, phones, tablets, active images when they need it, wherever that may be. At the same time, they're not as familiar with the processes of the instrumentation, for example, is connected with it. So the question is, you have to make up that knowledge gap, provide them information, tools that they're comfortable with, so they can then have the right decision. And because of the trust factor, they're able to know that whatever they see from Endress+Hauser solutions is something that's going to help them make people feel confidence in the decisions.
Right. And I think a big piece of that digital culture within a company is empowering the worker. So we talk a lot about, the idea, many manufacturers produce diagnostics. For us, it's the what's next. So can we tell you, for example, why a device might not be doing what it once did, what maybe caused it, to the point of how are we leveraging some of our technology to help fill in those gaps of almost having the digital coach along with you. So what went wrong? What likely caused it? Here are some remedies you can try, and can I put that in their hand, to your point, through a mobile client that looks like a piece of technology that they're very familiar with.
Yeah. And I think just getting past that hurdle, and how you have someone who, a trusted customer for many years. Thanks so much, Jason.
Yeah, thank you for the time, Craig.